Welcome back. I'm Joe Elkjer. This is Damian White. This is the Gold Spot. Damian, we're waking up again today. All sorts of news in the market, countless headlines, gold's moving up, silver's moving up. There's lots of reasons that are just pushing prices higher. Can you give us insight as far as maybe, what's going through Wall Street's mind when they're looking at all this? Why are we seeing such drastic rises in prices?
I think that's one of you hit on the key point is there's just so much news right now. It's coming fast and furious, headline after headline. Trump is moving so quickly that no one really knows what actually the final outcome will be. So I believe there's a lot of uncertainty out there. One of the biggest ones of uncertainty, I believe right now in the headlines of Wall Street and globally are tariffs. Tariffs, he started just with some of the little ones that got dropped right away, like Guatemala. I think there's one in Colombia. Then he hits them onto Mexico and Canada, and that news changes almost overnight. Within 12 hours, it gets pushed out for 30 days. He's already mentioned that the next big one, minus China, because China's been going on for several years, even in his first term. And some of those tariffs are still there, but those are going to be increasing. They're going to retaliate. And then Europe. Europe, there's a big problem. He's not happy with Europe, and a lot of it has to do with the Ukrainian war and our goods going back and forth. Like he says, the United States is being ripped off. So that globally is causing a massive surge into gold. Is just hitting new highs every day, every headline, every news article, every tariff. So as that continues on, we're seeing the strain on the system, and we're talking central banks that are buying this stuff, metric tons. I mean, the public is buying it too, but they're not moving the market quite like that.
So the demand is increasing so much so that we're seeing a lot of pressure on the bullion banks. Is there anything that brings relief to that?
I don't think so at this point. I mean, the only thing that can bring relief to that is supply. I mean, it's economics 101. So you're having demand is outstripping it. And when you're talking about the bullion banks, you're talking about the big ones, the London, the LBMA, the COMEX in New York, the Shanghai markets, their reserves are dwindling. So we're starting to see shortages. And that is, that's reflective in prices. Prices are just skyrocketing up. And we're a sneeze away from $3,000, maybe $100. Normally on those markets can a lot of times be speculators. Well, now they're taking the physical. They're taking the actual. Those contracts are mandatory deliverable contracts. I think even a year or two ago, we talked about the possibility of these having to, if they default, if they don't have the gold and they default, you're going to see something that I don't know if anyone's ever really seen it before because they've never defaulted, but you can see prices do something astronomical in a day, in a week. I mean, that's speculation, but we're getting to that kind of end point.
Obviously, we have to kind of get used to these new prices, almost it seems like on a weekly basis of these high prices. Is there specific levels that, are we looking at a good entry right now under 3,000?
Well, I mean, it really just kind of broke out of this level around 2,800 on the spot market, which was right before the election. So we moved all the way back up after a very quick pullback after November 5th election. It looks like we're headed to 3,000 directly, but that's just a round number, a mental thing for traders. I mean, I would think you should be able to see 3,300 probably pretty quickly. Maybe this year as a personal price target, but I have seen some estimates of even as high as 4,500 in, the end of 2026.
With the demand just increasing for gold and silver, the pressure on the dollar, there's never really been a more important time to be looking into how precious metals can protect you. Give us a call. We're happy to answer questions, talk through it. Go to our website, request information. We're here to help. We'll see you next week on the Gold Spot.
If you enjoyed today's Gold Spot, like or subscribe to both our YouTube and Rumble channels. Also comment below if you have any questions or if you'd like to hear us talk about a specific topic in a future video.